Chapter 4, Tunnels Under the Hawkins Mansion. Inside the Hawkins Mansion, the scene of the fire revealed its secrets. Pearson Officer Brandley, now on the trail of a survivor, had undertaken to search the place, looking for proof. When a hooded man leaped into Sarah Hawkins' workshop to steal a painting, detective and police officers set off after him. By following him to the office of Charles Hawkins, they discovered a secret passage. Pearson Bradley entered the tunnel under the mansion.
The secret passage, under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah, and he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. We must find him.
What is this place? It's more than just a tunnel. Look. Someone's been here recently.
3 seats. Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others? What is this mask supposed to represent? Whatever Charles Hawkins hid here, he didn't want it in his house. This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Was Sarah Hawkins here? A disfigured saint. What does it mean? This symbol. What does it mean?
Pierce, where you going? I can't keep up with you in this darkness.
Are you scared? I want to see how far these steps go.
Who's talking about being scared? I'll wait for you by the door.
Some kind of dream catcher. If I touch it, it'll turn to dust. An old diary.
Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 2. In this volume there is mention of the beliefs of the Lost Tribe. They worshipped an entity that spoke to them in their sleep. The whole tribe seemingly disappeared in a mass sacrifice to the glory of their deity.
A sad way to go. These paintings must be several centuries old. This monstrous creature must be an allegory. These people lying down, are they dead? Are they asleep? There you are again.
Well done, Pierce. And it looks like you found our fugitive. This door is securely shut. I'll look for another passage.
It's an underground cave. We can advance this side.
Yeah, I can see that. Please excuse me, but given your condition, I'll stick to my idea. I'm not cut out for this kind of acrobatics.
All right. Look for another entrance. I'll try to catch up with our man. Time has weakened these structures. I don't have time to search them all. It looks like animal oil, but certainly not whale. What's going on here?
Pierce!
Keep your voice down. We're not alone.
Good God. What have you got me into?
We'll see. I'll go on. Try to go down on your side.
Yeah, there's a passage. I'll meet you at the bottom.
table for sacrifice? I gotta... I can't breathe. What's happening? No, damn it! I must find a way out of here.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is time. You will soon be one of us, if your body and mind are ready.
I dream of it every night. I have constant visions. I am ready.
Good enough. Prove it to us.
It's like in my dream. It seems to have been used recently. Probably some sort of ritual. I can't read Latin.
You who sleeps, accept this dreamer under your immortal God.
Ya Cthulhu Nithsiha Fitagen.
Grant him your flesh and accept his, so that his body and yours may be one.
Ibithink, Hupadk, Cthulhu Bithinkor.
Grant him your mind and accept his, so that his mind and yours may be one.
Yeloig Hupadk, Cthulhu Loigna.
Grant him your dreams and accept his, so that the paths of your souls finally intertwine.
Your...
I feel him.
You are gifted indeed. Not another word. Let him pass through every part of you. All you who sleep, we pray for your return into the kingdom of the earth.
Kstelbisna Cthulhu Kashok.
Bring me more sacred flesh.
Dead? This ritual killed him. Where's the sense in that?
We are ready for the ceremony. What about your protege?
His awakening is complete. He will join you shortly.
Ishtelbaz natulu, lenalaf, klil nochschlag hele, gorkanira, sigov enia bedach nikif, Ishtelbaz natulu, lenalaf, klil nochschlag hele, gorkanira, sigov enia bedach nikif, Ishtelbaz natulu.
Bradley, what are you doing here? I saw two odd-looking guys coming down. Seemed up to no good. What in the world is this?
An intruder!
Oh, shit! Don't move! Police! Don't move! I won't hesitate!
Bradley, get back!
Shoot.
Get back!
You asked for it! Charles, you shouldn't have seen this. Ah!
It's all caving in. I need to get out of here. My leg! Light. At last. I need help.
Case overview. October 20th, 1924, Pierce Investigation Agency. A strange picture, painted by Sarah Hawkins a short while before her tragic death, was sent to her father just after the artist died. He is convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so that I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. He wants me to reopen the Sarah Hawkins case, named after his daughter, who died in a fire alongside her entire family. I must examine the documents he compiled in order to know more about the case. All that remains is to leave for Darkwater. I'll certainly find something on Darkwater in my bookcase. October 25th, 1924, Darkwater Docks. On the approaches to Darkwater, I saw thick clouds masking the sky. They were so low, they seemed intent on impaling themselves on the sharp reefs that circle the island. Fitzroy, the captain of the only tug that manages to float to the mainland, offered to help me. He may have documents that belong to Charles Hawkins. Fitzroy advised me to visit the ports bar. He mentioned a little pick-me-up. I suppose I could get the lay of the land at the same time. Fishermen have gathered around the carcass of a killer whale. I could have a look and see what the local cops have got to tell me. Captain Fitzroy offered to share with me what he has found on the Hawkins in the archives of the harbor master's office. I learned nothing from Fitzroy's documents. But I did get confirmation on what I'd been suspecting since Boston. The warehouse mentioned on the shipping label of Sarah Hawkins' painting belonged to Hawkins. It's on the docks. I must find a way to get into it. A gang of bootlegger occupies the warehouse zone. Of course, they're standing between my trail and me. I've got to find a way to avoid them, or else to get rid of them, to continue my investigation. I did a deal with Kat. She allows me entrance to the Hawkins warehouse in exchange for a debt that she'll collect on it sometime in the future. I inspected the Hawkins warehouse. The place is foul and hasn't seen any commercial activity for years. However, I did find signs of recent occupation as well as several objects linking it to the Hawkins case, including a partly charred painting. Officer Bradley confirmed to me that it came from the Hawkins mansion. Garden of Hawkins Manor. Officer Bradley drove us along the cliffs of Darkwater to the Hawkins mansion. The huge house, set on the edge of a steep summit, looks onto the lighthouse. The place seems to be abandoned for some time. Branley told me about an old caretaker still living here. He shouldn't prevent us from getting to the mansion. Old Silas Winchester haunts the property of his old masters, ready to use his axe on the first person he meets. He'd have chased me off, or cut me to pieces, if I hadn't been able to calm him down. Nevertheless, I did manage to convince him to give me the key to the tradesman's entrance. Hawkins Manor. In the entrance hall of the mansion, a lighted lamp seems to be waiting for us. And the old caretaker who thinks he can stop people from entering. I must find the place where the Hawkins family died. En route, I'll pick up as much information as I can on their life. The dining room has remained untouched since the night of the fire. It taught me something about relations in the Charles-Sarah Hawkins couple. It seems that an argument broke out on the night of the drama. In the partly burned-out drawing room, the fire has, perhaps, left a few clues that escaped the local cops. Even Officer Bradley was forced to admit it. This room tells a far different story to the police report. The presence of blood on the shards of glass from the lamp, the mark of a hand left on the door by someone fleeing the fire. We are in a crime scene. I must continue searching the mansion to look for information on the life and death of the Hawkins family. The son's bedroom confirms the atmosphere of violence and fear suggested by the other rooms. This family seems to have lived a recluse life, cut off from the other inhabitants of the island. In Sarah Hawkins' office, a circle drawn on the floor and candles indicate that occult rituals were held here. What could have caused these huge scratches? In Sarah Hawkins' studio, I found what must be her last work, unfinished. It's a portrait that represents me. How is this possible? An intruder took off with the painting. Is it part of the mystery surrounding the death of these people? What is my role in this business? I must catch him and get the painting back. Underground tunnels. I managed to open the secret door in Charles Hawkins' office. It opened onto steps cut into the stone. They lead to a network of the underground caves. The robber can't have gone that way. A table, 3 chairs. This strange antechamber hidden at the entrance to the network of caves raises new questions. What kind of organization did Charles Hawkins belong to? Was Sarah Hawkins in danger because she had discovered these tunnels? I must advance further into these caves and find the answers. A heavy gate blocks the passage. I must find another way to get into the main cave. There's how many of them working in these caves? Are they all inhabitants of Darkwater? There's no doubt about it, the Hawkins knew. Bradley and I split up in order to explore the tunnels. Men dressed like monks occupy this place. They make me think of a secret society. I found the stolen painting, exposed between 2 tables covered in dry blood. The person who stole it was waiting for me. He tried to stab me and, in the struggle, we fell into a pit. The fall killed him. Where am I? It looks like a kind of religious cult. They're armed and very pious, therefore dangerous. I'd better not get caught. Mental trauma. The ritual. In the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion, Pierce witnessed the disemboweling of Officer Bradley by a man with a monstrous appearance. The men in gowns and their rituals had not succeeded in affecting the veteran. However, the brutal death of Bradley, the discovery of the identity of his killer, whom he recognized as the dead Charles Hawkins, as well as the latter's superhuman strength, managed to strike fear into him. Pierce still does not know if he should believe what he saw. He may even put these visions of horror to the shock caused by the death of Bradley. Or he may put it down to a lack of oxygen provoked by the rockfall. Inhabitants. Stephen Webster. Age 63, occupation businessman. A wealthy businessman, well respected in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepts neither refusals nor inconvenient truths. He is ready to do anything to prove that his daughter was not mad. Sarah Hawkins. Age 33, occupation painter. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage to Charles Hawkins, years ago, surprised high society columnists. A wealthy Boston heiress, known for her party-going, chooses to follow her new husband and live as a recluse on the island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continues to seek the truth. Simon Hawkins, age 11, occupation schoolboy. Only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins. He died in the fire that claimed his whole family. Roy Mitchell, age 55, occupation, owner of the Whale Bar. Roy Mitchell runs the only bar on Darkwater. Prohibition has no hold on the stranded whale, and sailors come to seek some comfort in Mitchell's whiskey. The man therefore knows, more than anyone, the secrets and rumors that the inhabitants of the island exchange after a few glasses. Mitchell is devoted to the golden age of whale hunting, if the numerous trophies that decorate his establishment are anything to go by. The man will talk freely on this subject on which he is so keen, but he will be far less enthusiastic if one was to inquire about his source of liquor. James Fitzroy, age 45, occupation, captain. James Fitzroy is the captain of the Charybdis, the only boat that still sailed between Darkwater and Boston. His base is the harbormaster's office, from where he misses nothing that happens on the island. The inhabitants of Darkwater respect him, the bootleggers despise him. He offered to help me in my investigation. Cat, age 24, occupation, gang boss. Boss of a gang of bootleggers, which seems to use Darkwater as a hideout. Cat always keeps an eye on her territory, the zone of abandoned warehouses on the docks. I have the impression that all the men on Darkwater fear her. Even Mitchell, the owner of the stranded whale, is reluctant to talk about her. She uses Darkwater as the point of departure for her cargoes of whiskey, and she is slowly gnawing away at Captain Fitzroy's territory. Officer Bradley, age 37, occupation, police officer. This hit cop likes order and justice. He's no great sleuth, but he seems more inclined than his colleagues to discover the truth in the Hawkins case. The inhabitants of the island seem to be friendly with him. He could help me in my investigation. Silas Winchester, age 64, occupation, caretaker of the Hawkins property. The old caretaker of the Hawkins family, Silas Winchester, still watches over the family graveyard and the burned-out mansion. Devoted to Charles Hawkins, whom he all but raised, he also has great respect for the memory of Sarah Hawkins and their child, Simon. His long months of solitude in the abandoned property have made him very distrustful. Silas still puts flowers on the graves of Charles, Sarah, and Simon. Charles Hawkins, age 41, occupation, shipowner. Charles Hawkins is alive? Despite its crude and deformed appearance, this thing looked like Hawkins. He attacked Bradley after he recognized him. What could have happened to Charles on the night of the fire? I've never seen a major burns victim in such a state. Something's not right.